Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Krishna Chaitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jaya Pataka Swami Maharaj on February 18th, 2021 in Sri Mayapur, India.
Jatkipatamhang Bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Isharam Tashat.
Today, the compilation of the Sri Krishna Chaitanya book.
Today, the compilation of Sri Krishna Chaitanya book.
The chapter entitled
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu receives the manuscript of Kurma Puran. Under the section Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels to the holy places in South India.
বিপ্র সভায় কুর্ম পুরাণ পাঠ শ্রবণ। বিপ্র সবাই শুনে তাহা কুর্ম পুরাণ, তার মধ্যে আইলা পতিব্রতা উপাখ্যান।
Translation. There, among the Brahmanas, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu listened to the Kurma Puran, wherein is mentioned the chaste woman's narration. Purport. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarks that only two khandas of the Kurma Puran are now available, namely the Purva Khanda and the Uttara Khanda. Sometimes it is said that the Kurma Puran contains 6,000 verses, but according to Srimad Bhagavatam, the original Kurma Puran contains 17,000 verses. It is considered the 15th of the 18 Mahapuranas.
So, the Srimad Bhagavatam had 18,000 verses.
So, Srimad Bhagavatam had 18,000 verses.
And the original Kurma Puran has 17,000.
And the original Kurma Puran has 17,000.
So, like this, we're not all able to get all the original Vedic literatures.
So like this, we are not able to get all the Vedic literatures.
রাবণের ছায়াসীতার অপহরণ বৃত্তান্ত শ্রবণ। পতিব্রতা শিরোমণি জনকনন্দিনী, জগতের মাতা সীতা রামের গৃহিণী।
Translation. Srimati Sita Devi is the mother of the three worlds and the wife of Lord Ramchandra. Among chaste women, she is supreme and she is the daughter of King Janak.
রাবণ দেখিয়া সীতা লইল অগ্নি শরণ, রাবণ হইতে অগ্নি কইল সীতাকে আবরণ।
Translation. When Ravana came to kidnap Mother Sita and she saw him, she took shelter of the fire god Agni. The fire god covered the body of Mother Sita, and in this way she was protected from the hands of Ravana.
মায়া সীতা রাবণ নীল শুনিলা আখ্যানে, শুনি মহাপ্রভু হইল আনন্দিত মনে।
Upon hearing from the Kurma Puran how Ravana had kidnapped a false form of Mother Sita, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very satisfied.
So, one Vedic literature may give certain details.
So one Vedic literature may give certain details.
And since all the Vedas are accepted as being written by Vyasadeva,
And since all the literatures are being accepted written by Vyasadeva,
therefore these details are accepted.
Therefore, these details are accepted.
there was a Shiva Atma who, in a lady form, was doing tapasya.
There was a Shivatma who, in the lady form, was doing tapasya
In order to achieve Vishnu as her husband.
in order to achieve Vishnu as her husband.
Ravana wanted her to enjoy her.
But Ravana wanted her, he wanted to enjoy her.
So he asked her to accept him.
So he asked her to accept him.
And then she refused.
But then she refused.
And then he thought, well, I'm a Rakshasa. I don't have to follow any rules.
So he then thought, well, I am a Rakshasa, I don't have to follow any rules.
And so he wanted to take this lady Vedavati and enjoy her.
So then he wanted to take this lady Vedavati and wanted to enjoy her.
But she cursed Ravana
But she cursed Ravana
that he could not take any woman unless she gave permission.
that he could not take any woman unless she gives her permission.
Otherwise, he would die.
Otherwise he would die.
And that attachment to a woman would also destroy him.
Then the attachment to a woman would also destroy him.
Vedavati, she disappeared
So Vedavati disappeared
and she became the Chaya Sita.
and she became Chaya Sita.
When real Sita was taken by the fire god,
And real Sita was taken by the fire god.
Chaya Sita was taken by Ravan.
The Chaya Sita was taken by Ravana.
So this history is given in the Tirumala Devasthanam.
So this history is given in Tirumala Devasthanam.
And so Sita was very grateful that this Chaya Sita Vedavati had gone over and suffered so many things.
So Sita was very grateful that this Chaya Sita has suffered so many things.
So she wanted Ram to also marry her.
She wanted Ram to also marry her.
But Ram was Akal Bhati Vrata.
But Ram
Akal Patni Vrata.
But Ram had this Eka Patni Vrata.
He had taken a vow to only have one wife.
He had taken a vow that he will only have one wife.
So he said in Kali Yuga, Vedavati could be his wife
So he said in Kali Yuga, Vedavati could be his wife
in some other incarnation.
in some other incarnation.
So the Tirumala deity, Srinivas Govinda,
So the Tirumala deity, Srinivasa Govinda,
he married the Vedavati.
he married the Vedavati.
And when Lakshmi understood that she was the Chaya Sita,
And when Lakshmi understood that she was the Chaya Sita,
she was satisfied.
she was satisfied.
সীতা লইয়া রাখিলেন পার্বতীর স্থানে মায়া সীতা দিয়া অগ্নি বঞ্চিলা রাবণে.
Translation: The fire god Agni took away the real Sita and brought her to the place of Parvati, goddess Durga. An illusory form of Mother Sita was then delivered to Ravana, and in this way Ravana was cheated.
রঘুনাথ আসি যাবে রাবণে মারিল অগ্নি পরীক্ষা দিতে যবে সীতারে আনিল.
Translation: After Ravana was killed by Lord Ramchandra, Sita Devi was brought before the fire and tested.
তবে মায়া সীতা অগ্নে কইল অন্তর্ধান সত্য সীতা আনি দিল রাম বিদ্যমান.
Translation: When the illusory Sita was brought before the fire by Lord Ramchandra, the fire god made the illusory form disappear and delivered the real Sita to Lord Ramchandra.
শুনিয়া প্রভুর আনন্দিত হইল মন, রাম দাস বিপ্রের কথা হইল স্মরণ।
Translation: When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this story, he was very pleased and he remembered the words of Ramdas Vipra.
সৎসিদ্ধান্ত শ্রবণে প্রভুর সুখ ও পুরাণ পুথির পত্র গ্রহণ, এসব সিদ্ধান্ত শুনি প্রভুর আনন্দ হইল, ব্রাহ্মণের স্থানে মাগি সেই পত্র নিল।
Translation: Indeed, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard these conclusive statements from the Kurma Puran, he felt great happiness. After asking the Brahmanas permission, he took possession of the manuscript leaves of the Kurma Puran.
নতুন পত্র লেখাইয়া পুস্তকে দেওয়াইল, প্রতীতি লাগিল পুরাতন পত্র মাগি নিল।
Translation: Since the Kurma Puran was very old, the manuscript was also very old. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took possession of the original leaves in order to have direct evidence. The text was copied onto new leaves in order that the Purana be replaced.
দক্ষিণ মথুরায় আসিয়া সীতা ভক্ত বিপ্রকে পত্র অর্পণ, পত্র লইয়া পুনঃ দক্ষিণ মথুরা আইলা, রামদাস বিপ্রে সেই পত্র আনি দিলা।
Translation: Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to southern Madurai and delivered the original manuscript of the Kurma Puran to Ramdas Vipra. If you don't believe my words, see the 2 verses from the Purana. He suddenly pulled the 2 verses from his cloth and showed them to the Brahmana.
রাবণের মায়াসীতা অপহরণ সূচক শ্লোক কুর্মপুরাণ ও বৃহৎ অগ্নিপুরাণ। সীতায়ারাধিত বহিষ্যয়া সীতামজিজজাত, তং যাহার দশগ্রীব সীতা বহি পুরাঙ্গতা, পরীক্ষা সময়ে বিহং ছায়া সীতা বিবেশসা, বহি সীতাং সমানীয় তৎপুরাস্তদনীয়ৎ।
Translation: When he was petitioned by Mother Sita, the fire god Agni brought forth an illusory form of Sita, and Ravana, who had 10 heads, kidnapped the false Sita. The original Sita then went to the abode of the fire god. When Lord Ramchandra tested the body of Sita, it was the false, illusory Sita that entered the fire. At that time, the fire god brought the original Sita from his abode and delivered her to Lord Ramchandra. These 2 verses are taken from Kurma Puran.
কুর্ম পুরাণের পুথির পত্র ও শ্লোক দর্শনে বিপ্রের আনন্দ। পত্র পাইয়া বিপ্রের হইল আনন্দিত মন, প্রভুর চরণে ধরি করায়ে ক্রন্দন।
Translation: Ramdas Vipra was very pleased to receive the original leaf manuscript of the Kurma Puran, and he immediately fell down before the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and began to cry.
প্রভুকে রঘুনাথ জ্ঞান, বিপ্র কহে তুমি সাক্ষাৎ শ্রী রঘুনন্দন, সন্ন্যাসীর বেশে মোরে দিলা দর্শন।
Translation: After receiving the manuscript, the Brahmana, being very pleased, said, Sir, you are Lord Ramchandra himself and have come in the dress of a sannyasi to give me audience.
বিপ্রের দৈন্য প্রভুকে নিমন্ত্রণ ও ভিক্ষাদান, মহাদুঃখ হইতে মোরে করিলা নিস্তার, আজি মোর ঘরে ভিক্ষা করো অঙ্গীকার।
Translation. My dear sir, you have delivered me from a very unhappy condition. I request that you take your lunch at my place. Please accept this invitation.
মনোদুঃখে ভালো ভিক্ষা না দিল সেই দিনে, মোর ভাগ্যে পুনরপি পাইলু দর্শনে।
Translation. Due to my mental distress, I could not give you a very nice lunch the other day. Now, by good fortune, you have come again to my home.
এত বলি সেই বিপ্র সুখে পাক কইল, উত্তম প্রকারে প্রভুকে ভিক্ষা করাইল।
Translation. Saying this, the Brahmana very happily cooked food and a first class dinner was offered to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
এক রাত্রি বিপ্রগৃহে অবস্থান ও তাম্রপনি স্থান, সেই রাত্রি তাহারহি তারে কৃপা করি, পাণ্ডা দেশ তাম্রপনি গেলা গৌর হরি।
Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed that night in the house of the Brahmana. Then, after showing him mercy, the Lord started toward the Tamrapani river in Pandya Desh. Purport. Pandya Desh is situated in the southern part of India known as Kerala and Kola. In all these areas, there were many kings with the title Pandya who ruled over Madurai and Rameshwar. In the Ramayana, the Tamraparni river is mentioned. The Tamraparni river, also known as the Purunai, flows through Tirunelveli before entering the Bay of Bengal. The Tamraparni river is also mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.39.
This is 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Various holy rivers of South India are mentioned.
In the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, various holy rivers of South India are mentioned.
Many Vaishnavas will appear in South India.
The Vaishnavas who appeared in South India.
And they'll bathe in these holy rivers.
They would bathe in this holy river.
And in this way, Krishna consciousness will spread.
In this way, the Krishna consciousness will spread.
Also, we see that many of the devotees from South India have gone to the West as IT professors.
Also, we see that many devotees from South India, they have gone to the West as IT professors, professionals.
And this way, we hope that they will take up Krishna consciousness and help to spread it all over the world.
So we hope that in this way they will take up Krishna consciousness and help to spread it all over the world.
Fulfilling the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Fulfilling the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus ends the chapter entitled Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu receives the manuscript of Kurma Puran under the section Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels to the holy places in South India.
Hariva,
হরিব
Hariva Gauranga.
গৌরাঙ্গ।
I stopped understanding the description of the universe is a bit difficult.
So understanding the description of the universe is a bit difficult.
Sometimes it does not seem to make sense.
Sometimes it does not mean to make sense.
Then maybe some verses from some other Purana,
But then there may be some verses from some other Puranas,
which when used make the whole thing make sense.
when used, which makes the whole thing make some sense.
So we see that in the studying of the Vedas, these different Puranas, they give some slight information.
We see that while studying Vedas, these Puranas may give some slight information,
which makes the whole thing very proper.
which makes the whole thing very proper.
So that's why some of these things have to be studied deeply
That's why some of these things have to be studied very deeply
to understand.
to understand.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.